And suddenly you feel uncomfortably. 'Cause if it's the end, will you hold me close? If it's the end, will you let it go? If it's the end, will you pull that needle out? Let me in and give it up. And give it in. I keep on talking your color commentary, and you keep on throwing money at them till they leave. And you're a burning soul who never did what they're told. If you love me, then do it. If you're gonna go, then end it. If you're here to incite a riot, then fucking start it. 'Cause you give it up, and you give it back. You give it in, and you give it up. You give it in, and you give it back. And you give it up, and you give it up. You give it in, and you give it up. And you give it back. And you give it up. And you give it in, and you give it up. And you give it back. And you give it I don't know what the fuck to do. I gotta fucking go do laundry.
That was loud. It's